Hi, my name is Caspar Lee and I started this YouTube channel just over a year ago. I can't even begin to explain how fortunate I've been and how elated I am. Hi, my name is Caspar Lee and I'm quite a daring guy. These are 10 tips for life. Hi guys, so the other day I was sad. I didn't like being sad, so what I did was I googled how to be happy. I hit 3 million subscribers, thank you so much. Oh my god! A girl came up to me and said, Caspar, are you like moving on from YouTube? Are you like not into it anymore? You're trying new things? And I was like, no way! Today I want to talk to you about something very different to what I've spoken about ever for the last 7 years on my YouTube channel.
YouTube is a platform that is constantly evolving, and with the evolution of the platform, creators rise and creators fall. It's a common trend on YouTube for a YouTuber who was popular around 5 years ago to have a channel that is nowhere near the heights of what it once was. And in this series I've spoken about 3 YouTubers so far with channels that have died, but they were people I was never really a fan of. Zoella, for obvious reasons I simply don't care for, Alfie Deyes is a Tory, and Tyler Oakley is Tyler Oakley. But today we're going to be talking about Caspar Lee, a YouTuber whose channel's fall has really surprised me. Now, if you don't know who Caspar Lee is, he's another part of the British YouTube friend group. He's mates with Zoella, Alfie Deyes, Ollie White, all the good people that we know on this channel. He at this point has over 7 million subscribers on his main channel, and on his second channel has around 2 million subscribers. He makes content that I genuinely can see the appeal for and understand why he has so many subscribers, and up until 2017 I was genuinely a really big fan of Caspar Lee. And despite his friends on the platform, he's always been regarded as one of the good guys. But in recent times, things have changed for Caspar Lee as he started to get more and more involved in YouTube controversy. Now, he hasn't exactly been selling £50 advent calendars to his fans, but he has changed his methods on this website. And in my eyes, that definitely correlates with the fact that Caspar Lee has been losing subscribers since the beginning of 2018. And in my opinion, when you're losing subscribers every single month for almost a year, his channel, like Zoella and Tyler Oakley's, has passed away. So what happened to Caspar Lee? How did his channel have such a fall from grace? And why is it different to the other 3 people I've already spoken about in this series? Well, first off, we have to take a look at Caspar Lee's views. He doesn't exactly have the best subscriber to view ratio, but he has views ranging between 100,000 and 500,000 per video, with the occasional one which does blow up. Now, the reason Caspar Lee does still have decent viewers despite being around on the platform for so long is mainly because he is a YouTube sweetheart and he has a very dedicated audience. YouTube will always promote Caspar Lee by putting him in the trending tab, in the recommended tab, and mainly because up until late 2017, he always managed to stay out of drama and controversy. Therefore, he was very brand friendly and YouTube wanted to promote that because it helps their website. And despite not having the 7 million people watch every single video he puts up, he will always have that dedicated viewership, just like Tyler Oakley does and just like Zoella does. So they will always have the consistent views with the backing of YouTube and the backing of the real dedicated fans. So the real question is how did his channel manage to fall off with such a strong backing? Every time he uploads, he loses subscribers. He's been losing subscribers at such a consistent rate, it's really concerning and honestly quite strange. Well, the first reason I'm going to give you guys isn't specifically anything special. There's no tea behind it, there's no beef behind it, there's no YouTube drama behind it. It's just a case of his older fans from the years of 2013 and 14 pretty much matured and moved on from his content onto other content, or even possibly left the platform YouTube as a whole. Caspar Lee has pretty much been doing the exact same thing since he started YouTube, and since 2012 he has pretty much been working with the exact same people. Now, there isn't necessarily anything wrong with that, but there's only one too many Alfie Deyes collaborations that I can stand. If you continue to make the exact same content that you made years ago on YouTube, you're eventually going to fall off and become less popular. This is why PewDiePie is still popular, because he was willing to adapt and change his content. If you don't adapt, you're going to be left behind, and this is a prime example of what has happened to Caspar Lee. Now, I'm guessing a lot of people understandably are going to want evidence that Caspar Lee has remained the same in the last few years. Well, the clip I'm now about to play you guys is from 2014, and it is a collaboration Caspar Lee did with the actor Maisie Williams.
We're gonna give you guys some advice because Maisie's very smart for her age, and I've lived. How do I get drunk without a hangover? Great question! Maisie, why don't you answer this?
I wouldn't know because I am 17. Caspar, over to you.
So you're saying you've never drunk?
No.
Now there's nothing wrong in this video. In fact, the next video I'm going to play also has nothing wrong with it. But it just shows how samey this video is to this.
I love you, Caspar. You're such a kind and funny person. That's a bit rude. Oh, someone replied to it saying, Caspar, you're the best ever.
That's not a mean tweet.
Someone else got these.
Underneath an article on the Daily Mail entitled, "Who is Jack Whitehall?"
This is a video from 2018, and what it tells me is that Caspar Lee hasn't exactly changed his content, and in general is just friends with a lot of famous people. And you can see from that a lot of subscribers and viewers may have just got bored of that form of style and grew out of it, packed their bags and just left for another YouTuber. Now I'm not saying that Caspar Lee hasn't changed his content at all. Obviously he does different things here and there, but he has really not changed that much since his beginnings. And now we're going to move on to the other reasons which pretty much cemented the death of Caspar Lee's channel. When Caspar Lee got involved in YouTube drama and YouTube controversy. Now this is something a lot of people don't seem to take in context. A lot of people don't seem to realise that Caspar Lee has been involved in YouTube drama. But the first time in my eyes Caspar Lee really started to involve himself in drama or controversy was when he defended Zoella's £50 advent calendar. And if you somehow don't know what Zoella's £50 Christmas calendar is, do I have to explain this again? Do I really? For a 50th time on this channel. Zoella sold a calendar, £50, it cost really bad. A lot of people said a lot of bad things. And everyone at the time of when this was happening was hounding Zoella and chasing after her in YouTube videos, and it did severely damage her reputation. But as I said, Caspar Lee came out and defended her in a video titled, "Let's Talk, YouTube Money, Zoella and People Changing." So we're going to take a look at the key points in this video, and I'm going to explain why this affected Caspar Lee's channel.
Hi, my name is Caspar Lee. Today I want to talk to you about something very different to what I've spoken about ever for the last 7 years on my YouTube channel, which is YouTube money and about people on YouTube changing.
I feel like this is a good clip for Caspar because it's the first time he admits he's spoken about a few things here, including really drama related around his friends. And this was just before the time that Caspar Lee started losing subscribers on his channel. So what did he actually say in this video that was controversial?
Now I want to talk about what I've been noticing a lot on this website and actually in the media as well, is that when any really successful YouTuber does really well at something, they get a bit attacked for it because people are like, oh, you don't do anything, you just sit in your room and make videos. Oh, you're only selling that product because you want to make tons of money and exploit your young fans. But in actual fact, these YouTubers, they're providing jobs for hundreds of people in different ways. Maybe they're not employing them directly, but for example, if a YouTuber makes a book, there's people who work at the factory, there's people who deliver the book, there's people at the bookshop, there's the publisher, there's pretty much tons of different people. And when I see Zoella getting attacked, she creates awesome things all the time. Sometimes people don't judge her for them, sometimes they do. With this advent calendar, people think it's too expensive. That's fine. You don't have to buy it.
Now when I first saw this, I genuinely did think to myself, Caspar, mate, what are you doing? What are you actually doing? Because in my personal opinion, the suggestion that Caspar Lee is making here, that him and other YouTubers give jobs to people around the world, is a justification for their overpriced merch, is absolutely crazy. For one, Caspar, no YouTuber with their merch is giving anyone a job, because without YouTuber merchandise, there are still going to be books and clothes to make. This was where I really began to change my mind with Caspar Lee, because it made me think to myself, well, he isn't exactly the golden boy that YouTuber painted him out to be. And no, I'm not saying that YouTubers shouldn't make merch. I fully advise YouTubers with high sub counts to make merch with their audience. It's a good way to interact with them, and it's a good way just to give them something and them give you back something. Go ahead and make merch if you want to, but just don't use the justification for your high prices that you're giving someone a job, because you're not.
I don't want to go into too much detail because I feel like people have been arguing it out for the last few days. All I want to say is that she's an amazing human being who's been extremely lucky, but has worked extremely hard to be where she is today. Media always have to find the absolute worst in everything. They don't talk about all the good things she's done. Can we just, from now on, as a community, give people the benefit of the doubt? Would you do the same thing if you were in that position? Would you make a book? Would you make a movie? Would you?
When I first saw this, I was just begging him to stop throughout it, because the justifications are so weird. Because in fact, the media have spoken about the good things Zoella have done. In fact, they don't seem to stop doing that. And just because somebody has done good in their time doesn't mean they're exempt on criticism when they've done something bad, and that does include you, Caspar Lee. I think this specific situation did damage Caspar Lee's reputation a lot, and it did make a few people out there believe that maybe he is like his friends Ollie White and Zoella, and maybe we were wrong about Caspar. Don't get me wrong, Caspar, defending your friends is a good thing, but if they fucked up and they've lied about things in the past, then maybe you should say, yeah, you fucked up. Because personally, I believe the best possible friends you can have are the ones that tell you and let you know when you fucked up. And the worst friends are the ones that won't say anything because they want your YouTuber friendship to stay intact. Now, with people seeing this defense of Zoella and also getting bored of Caspar's content, they did gradually just begin to leave the channel, and that is why he started losing subscribers in January. Now, that drama wasn't the biggest point I have. In fact, it was just a catalyst of more YouTube drama to come involving Caspar Lee when he called a certain YouTuber called Jackmate a bully. And this doesn't necessarily sound that bad, Caspar Lee calling somebody on Twitter a bully, but when you take a look at the actual tweets and the argument he had with Jackmate, you can see why it damaged Caspar's channel. Now, this all began after Jackmate basically criticised Caspar Lee's friend Ollie White for releasing merch which does appear to be quite questionable. The merch that Ollie White released that Jack was being so critical about was a hoodie that had the words "What is up" written on it, and it was being sold at a price of £25, which is also around $33. All I can say is, Ollie, what is up? Your fucking revenue is up, that's what. That was a really bad joke. I'm really sorry. Now, after a few tweets from Jack about the merchandise, Caspar Lee decided to get involved with a good old Twitter video. Now, I'm going to play the Twitter video, and I'm also going to play the clip from Jack so you guys get pretty much a full understanding of what was going on. It's a long clip, but bear with me.
So there's this dude who always tweets Ollie about his merch, saying things like what you can see there, but he's been doing this for like years now, and it's getting really boring, and you should just stop bullying people.
Oh, God! Where to begin then, lads? Where to begin? Oh. So the first thing I pick up on is the fact that he said he's been doing this for years now. I genuinely believe the first time I mention Ollie White's merchandise in a negative way is in the video I posted on August the 8th, 2017, which was 218 days ago. So, barely 2/3 of the year, let alone years, Caspar. So if you are going to call me out, do a little bit of research first. Caspar went on to accuse me of being a bully. Because to call someone a bully is a pretty strong allegation to make. I'm not going to make out like it's the worst thing in the world. He's not called me a rapist or a murderer. He's called me a bully. But for somebody who went through school and got bullied, and for somebody who even got bullied for making these videos way back in the day, I genuinely do feel like this word touched a nerve.
Now, as you can see, it was an absolute absurd defense from Caspar Lee, defending his friend by calling the critic a bully. And genuinely, I don't even believe that Jack's original tweets were that deep. In fact, I just think they were a joke. And I think a lot of YouTubers on this platform need to understand when something is a joke. But this Twitter video and a load of tweets between them showed that Caspar Lee really can't handle criticism of himself, and neither can his friends. So they have to make absurd justifications for their merchandise and call other people bullying. Bullying is a very serious thing, and in my eyes, when you call somebody a bully and you don't actually have any reason for it, it makes you a bit of a bellend. Now, I've never been really surprised by the shady stuff Zoella or Alfie Deyes have done, but with Caspar Lee, I was genuinely quite disappointed. And this video from Jack had 1 million views and was probably the first ever critique of Caspar Lee, and it did indeed cause a lot of damage for his channel. And it's understandable because, as I said, a lot of people were disappointed. He was known as this nice, warm guy who everyone wanted to watch and just listen to because they just thought he was just a normal, nice bloke. But what damaged his channel even more was when he uploaded a video titled "My Side of the Story." Now, this was a response to Jackmate, and the video is no longer on his channel because he was wrong and he took it down, and that pretty much summarizes what I'm about to say. The video was absolutely terrible, and it got a large amount of hate and dislikes, which is extremely rare for the Caspar Lee channel. I couldn't find the video or many traces of it whatsoever because he pretty much removed all traces of it, but this definitely threw the spanner in the works for Caspar Lee, as he lost around 10,000 subscribers that month and hasn't stopped losing them since. The problem with being friends with problematic people is that you're always going to be dragged into the drama that these problematic people involve themselves in. And I think this is exactly what happened with Caspar Lee. He's friends with a lot of people that have been involved in controversy, and in the last year or so, their personal ignorance has pretty much reflected onto Caspar, and that is why he's making these absurd arguments towards Jackmate and other people. And people really don't like that. Not only have they gotten bored by Caspar's channel, but they're now annoyed with the things he's saying, so they've just gotten up and left. When you jump into YouTube drama, it's really a risky business because you can say the right thing and gain a plenty amount of subs, or you can say the wrong thing and kill your channel. And Caspar really went overboard by calling his critic a bully, and he also went overboard when he said his friends were giving people jobs with their overpriced merchandise. I don't understand what it is with British vloggers, but they all seem so far from reality, it's absolutely ridiculous. They all come into YouTube as relatable, funny and nice people, but over time, they get more and more subscribers and they just fall away from reality. Now, thankfully, not all of the old guard of British YouTube are absolutely terrible. It's just specifically the group I've been speaking about recently with Zoella, with Alfie, with Caspar, with Ollie White. You could just take a look at Marcus Butler's subscriber count in the last few months. He's just been constantly losing thousands of subs, and it's just a case of the people are bored of them and they do not want this form of content which would have been around in 2014. In conclusion, I don't think Caspar Lee is in general a bad person. I just think over time he's become a bit samey and also become a bit ignorant because of his own friends. I've got a lot of respect for his grind and his work, and his videos genuinely are nice. The content isn't bad, and this video isn't a critique of that whatsoever. I do understand why he has a dedicated audience, but he clearly hasn't adapted much and has got himself involved on the wrong side of drama, and that has resulted in his channel dying and him losing subscribers. Now that is the end of the video. I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this situation. What are your thoughts with Caspar Lee and his content? Do you still watch him? Do you not like him? Let me know down below. You can let me know your thoughts at twitter.com/iNabberTV, where you can tweet me, but you can also send me your messages on Instagram or comment them on my photos at iNabber. And before I end the video, I am going to thank my Patreons. Big thanks to Alice, Anna, Arista, Bugger Badger, Charmskull, Creepypasta Rob, Cubson, Cyber, Dinky Dino, Evelyn, Henry, Anochi, Jay, Jessica, Catherine, Candidi, Leslie, Logan, Lisa, Majestic, Michaela, Mary, Maya, Mel, Michael, Michelle, Aurelie, Rachel, Regan, Rockstar, Sadie, Scrubby, Celestina, Sophie, Speedbird, Trishan, Uncle Tid05, Zombie, Saza, and Mary. Thank you so much for paying to the Patreon. It genuinely does mean the world. All links in the description. Thank you for watching this video. I'm sweating out, so I'm gonna go now. Peace.